Kudu is nothing but a poser. There should be a Golem control nexus further in. If I can reach it, I'll shut every one of these things down.
I swear that word should be pronounced differently. Anyway, so there you go. That's the hologram actually speaking back. I love how quickly it's like, oh, of course, Zudge is here. It's very much like that cartoony thing where every week, you know, the foil comes along, like the superhero coming to stop the supervillain. He's basically wearing the same armor as her, just in red as well, right? Like he's the two apprentices versus one another. Maybe they're being borrowing a little bit from Star Wars somewhat here. Right, so the next sequence, this is actually not too bad, though we can die. What I'm going to do... Okay, first of all, that's a magnetizer, and so you can see what he does there. He pulls us in on a weird cyclone ability. That can apply a debuff called Dizzy on us as well, for what it's worth, which will stun you over time. So there's going to be lots of magnetizers in the sequences upcoming. So yeah, you got that. And then he's got his golem. So there's an assault golem, can do that same horrible thing we saw at the start, and you got a defensive golem. The way we're going to deal with this... Okay, this is really weird. Why is everything weird on this run through? Is we're going to keep kiting. There it is again. So he missed his initial strike, and I'm going to move away. We're going to kite away, running in little circles, just like this. And every time they round a corner, I'm going to be waiting at the next... They should all be stacked up, right? So this guy in an odd place is very weird to me and very problematic. See, because it's getting us screwed up. They should all be stacked together. I have no idea. What if I reverse directions right now? It's Destiny's Edge, right? Like, they're screwing this all up. Anyway, they're dying, right? So, yeah, we're going to keep running in circles. Don't try and open field fight these guys. Just do it like this. Very safe. Any number of builds can do this. Obviously, on a Condi build, you know, where we just kind of fire and forget a lot of our skills, it feels pretty good because they'll die and we don't even need to actively be looking at them. We can just set our bombs and stuff up and be around the corner. But what's really important is as he turns this corner, I'm already turning this one so that any projectiles he fires or anything are immediately obstructed, right? So you've got to kind of... Don't wait for them to meet you. What you need to do is, like, wait here, essentially, right? So that when he turns...
I'll see you again.
Anyway, so there's multiple waves. You'll see here, destroy Kudu's golems. That was just wave 1. Next, we've got these gunners and battle golems. The gunners we saw at the start of the dungeon. They're those pistol guys that do a lot of damage. But again, as long as I do this correctly, we shouldn't have a problem. They should all stack right here. We'll glue bomb. And here, look, we just ate his full unload, which is not ideal. We don't really want to do that. We'll drop the box of nails. There you go. Block, 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 block. Turn to this corner. Throw some grenades. Ah, look, 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 look. He's coming back. This is so bad. This is actually really bad. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just move to LO. I've never done it like this before, ever. But in theory, I should just LOS like this now, right? This should work. Oh, God, we're getting hit really hard. I don't like this at all, guys. Something feels cursed about this run. Something feels very cursed. I suppose it's a little bit more entertaining. The one thing I can do is I can equip a shield. Oh, my God, he's right there. Oh, dear. Okay. I'm just going to reset this. This is really freaking me the hell out. I don't have swiftness or anything. I'm going to reset this and equip my shield. I don't like this at all. He's just out of range. Actually... If he comes up that stair, I'll kill him. Okay, he didn't. Oh, if he's going to. Look, they are low. They are low. Hold on, hold on, hold on. This is still a reset because we won't immediately aggro the next wave. But yeah, we're just going to be really patient. My God, look at that pressure. Are you going to come up? No? See, Destiny's Edge is kind of really throwing a spanner in the works here, and I don't mean that in the kind of a jokey way. In the, you know, they're throwing the aggro weirdly. These guys should be dead. We should be done with the whole room already by now, like long ago, honestly. It's just running circles. That's his whole room. It's just running circles. And somehow, this has become a terrifyingly complicated affair. The blowtorch isn't going to land. That's fine. Are they resetting health? I don't know. It looked like that guy was regenerating a little bit. I could supply crate them, but I want that for the next wave. No, he is. He's regenerating. Is he healing because of the big golem next to him? Oh, God. Okay, that was my emergency elixir just triggered. You see, we just got a bit of barrier on ourselves. Screw it. I'm going to supply crate. I can always edit the cooldowns. All right, we're running in, and we're going to blow these guys up, like right now. With neither gunner around, it should be fine. We can just keep the golems blinded. Oh, God. That's not good. Okay. As long as the assault golem dies, I'm alright. All right, okay, so we don't have supply crate available, but that should be fine. We've got the shield on now, so we can mitigate the projectiles a bit better. And so this is pretty good. So this is the next wave, right, where we see we've got a support golem and a battle golem again. But you see these two in the middle. These are called Mega Blasters. They have an active effect called Barrier Mastery. I don't really know what's going on with that. But what these guys will do is fire giant electrical swirls of lightning that will slowly move across the room towards you. Now, when they touch you, they'll do like half of your health, okay? And there's two of them, and they'll use it fairly regularly, so they'll just nuke you, okay? Losing all your half your health in one thing is like a huge nuke, right? The thing is, these electrical balls will keep following you as well. So they're not like projectiles in that you can just like step to the side and it will fly past. They'll follow you. So you'll keep running like this and it will keep going and going and going. The only way to stop them is to dodge through them so you get an evade, or to block or reflect it. Or, if you're very, very hard about it and premature about it, you can get them to hit a wall. Generally, they'll walk around walls, but if you're very quick with your movement, you can get it to move into a wall, and it will break on a wall, okay? So that's Mega Blasters, all right? And that's the last main type of Inquest we'll find here. And you're learning about them in each wave here. Later in the dungeon, we're going to have to fight Mega Blasters and Magnetizers and everything all at once, right? But, so just keep an eye out for that here. The reason I explain that in full before actually going in is because if I play this correctly, you shouldn't actually ever see that animation land on me. So there you go. You can see them coming. What I'm going to do is turn the corner, and you should see that they just hit the wall and break. There you go. Perfect. All right? And now when they turn the corner again, it will hit the wall and break again as I come there. So there that Assault Golem is using a charge-up ability. So that's the idea. That's why we want to prematurely be around this corner like so. And we're just going to, like, blow these guys up by getting there as early as possible. For once, we've actually managed to properly stack them. Oh, no, we haven't. Look at this. I mean, my supply crate might have thrown that one off a little bit. So let's just hold them here as best we can. And we just want those lightning bolts to never hit us, essentially. Never, 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 never. He's running really weirdly. There's one. I think he aimed that at my supply crate, though, which is why it went past us. It wasn't actually tracking towards us. So, again, I'm going to move on the inside. Do you see how it turned into the wall there and broke itself? It's because I moved onto the inside. So, there, that's that battle golem dead. He's dangerous. Here, I'll demonstrate the other thing. I'm going to block, right? And we'll see it come to us. And they just disappear like that. They actually got blinded there as well. And the other thing we can do is reflect them. So, I'll use the skill 4. And when we reflect them, we do actually hit a chunk of damage. We're on a Condi build there, and we just crit for 6k by reflecting it back. So reflects are pretty good as well. If we make our turrets reflect like we did in Cordicus Manor, that can be a nice way of getting through this. But yeah, okay. So this guy's healing. I'm going to use my magnet to interrupt his heal and cleave him down. So there you go. That's the last wave.
You've been successful against my prototypes. Let's see how you fare against my new upgraded units.
Right, and the final door is now open. Kudu's just sent his upgraded units at us. Very scary, right, guys? All right, the truth is that the upgraded units are really weak, and I've never actually seen them do any particular damage. You can almost even open field them. I'm not going to, but yeah, we'll just pressure them down. They've got cool names. Elite Mark XXX Juggernaut. I kind of wish that the game had been made in such a way that this was a really intimidating and cool part. I guess they give themselves retail. I haven't seen other golems give themselves retail, but it's not enough to make them a true threat. They still use essentially the same animations and stuff. And their regular counterparts with the stun lock beam attack is actually way more dangerous than anything I've seen these things do. So yeah, we'll just cleave through them, and that's this sequence done. This room, honestly, is like a 5-minute affair. And it took us a long time here. There was some weird stuff with the AI that is scaring me, honestly. Not because of this room, but because later if the AI starts being weird and unexpected, I don't know, it could be a disaster. In fact, the next room is the hardest part of the whole dungeon in some ways. All right. Up you get again, Ritlock. Right, our inventory's full. Let me clear that out. All right, okay, our inventory's cleared out a little bit more. The reactor is still, you know, terminal, so let's keep moving. And we got another pretty clear open room here. So our main objective in this chamber is actually to come through this doorway here on the right. This is the way further down. In fact, if you peek under the doorway, you can actually see the stairs just behind there. But the door's shut. It's locked. I don't know if the hologram says anything specific. No, it just says stay at your post or die. And instead, what we're going to have to do is go into this side room for a bit of a side objective, first of all. So here's a Golem Maestro. He just summons Golems. We don't have to worry. And then 2 Insurgents. This fight isn't hard. We're just going to cleave these guys down. I'm going to pull them back, though, because when these guys die, I don't want to accidentally walk into the main room, because that could be quite dangerous. Actually, these guys are a bit of a challenge, if I remember rightly. So let's just supply crate them. And make 100% sure we do cleave them out quickly. There's so much ramp to this NG build in terms of, like, you really want to make sure you're at the 25 might like we are right now, and you're doing as much AoE pressure as possible. It's really important to properly LOS, because it can mean the difference radically between a very long engagement and a very short one. All right, so there you go. That's a normal fight there, so that's done. Let's get our supply crate back. And... right, so the next engagement, I think is best shown off and demonstrated by me walking into the room, letting you guys hear the story, letting you watch what happens, and then we'll talk about it afterwards, okay? So a lot's going to happen. Just be very clear at what you see. First, I want to point out that the entire perimeter of the room is filled with golems. Oh, actually, yeah, and I think Inquest. No, I think it's just Golems for now, all right? Just all over in there, right? It's a beautiful-looking room as well. This ceiling up here, I think one of the early trailers of the game suggested, like, was suggestive of the idea Ratassoon would be like this, with all billboards and stuff, you know, very sci-fi and techy. It makes me think of Wildstar in a weird way as well, even though that was a couple of years later. But, yeah, all right, so we're going to go on in. Zodja's going to say some stuff, and we'll see what happens, all right? Ready? This is the Ambulatory Preparation Facility. And it's where I spent most time practicing in this dungeon.
This is the Golem control nexus. Cover me while I reconfigure it.
Right, so Zodja just became a defense objective. Zodja's health has just appeared here. Hack completion of 1%, 2% has gone up. She's trying to hack the terminal.
Warning, mainframe security compromise detected.
The intercom voice speaks. These golems wake up. You'll notice that there's 1 elite and 2 normal ones. They ran straight over to Zodja, and her health bar, represented in white up here, is declining. Once it goes down, Zodja, and here you go, so now more golems woke up over here. And now in a minute you're going to see even more golems wake up over here. You'll see in the background some of them are running around. And okay, so now Zodja's dead and it's wiped and it's over. So I'm going to run over here, and all of those golems that are fighting up there should despawn. I noticed that Logan and Ritlock just charged in there to try and save Zodja. Which might have complicated things. It might mean that those golems don't despawn and I have to kill them now. I really hope that that's not the case, but we'll see. It looks like it is the case because Logan's still trying to fight something, isn't he? Let's see here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we broke combat. But yeah, so this is the idea. It's a Zodja defense sequence where there's a lot of things happening. Right, so now that she's dead, I can freely wander in the room and show things off. So first of all, you got the golems. The golems are actually randomized. Sometimes this won't be an elite Mark J assault. Sometimes it will be a regular, Mark I golem that heals. Sometimes this will be the elite. Over here it's randomized as well, and in all places it's randomized. So the RNG actually can screw you. Over here you'll notice I've got 2 elite Mark Ks. And here's a Mark P. I think it's the Mark Ks that do the stun lock thing. When testing this, I found that pretty much if you get a bad roll and the double elites over here are both super dangerous, this is really hard to solo, because when these guys spawn, they walk right over to Zodja, stand here, they barely get out of the gate, and they go boom, 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 and she dies, okay? So our job is to keep Zodja alive by taking aggro from all these golems. Now, the first thing you're going to think to beat this is why not just do loads of damage? What we can do is revive her. She starts hacking. I stand here knowing that these guys are the first ones to spawn. These 2 are weak, so we just stand with the elite. Whichever one the elite is, we'll just stand with it, okay? And we'll just nuke the elite. Then the elite's dead, and we rush over here, and we nuke whatever elite is over here, right? Which in this case would be this guy. We nuke him down. And then, once we've nuked him, it will be right as these guys are about to spawn, and we can nuke him and his buddies. Well, you'll notice that the final ones that spawn, they actually do double elites, which immediately makes that quite challenging. But that's an idea, right? Like, you can keep up with the rate of spawning. But it's, as far as I can tell, under current game balance, right here at the start of 2019, on a core engineer, not actually possible to keep up with them on a condi build or a power build. I couldn't find a way that was reliable, at least. I have beaten this with the DPS race in mind, on pure glass gear, just doing crazy damage. But I haven't been able to reliably do it, and because I don't want Brack to be dead, that is not what I'm going to show you here on this, okay? So, what we're actually going to do here is we're going to equip a totally different build that's really tanky, and our strategy instead is going to be to grab aggro from these things, and instead of trying to kill them, we're just going to try and blind them and knock them around while constantly running away as heaps of golems start filling up the room. Now, each time you notice there is a fourth panel. Once the hack begins, on the fourth panel, an inquest will spawn. So I think what's going on here is the devs kind of want a green inquest to be stood here as well, but they know it'd be a bit unrealistic and weird for an inquest to just watch us do whatever we want. So the inquest spawn later. So what's actually going to happen is we have 2 elites here immediately. It's going to be this guy, and what it's going to be is a mega blaster here. All right, so he's going to start shooting those giant things. I think it'll be a magnetizer that spawns at the start. But basically, they just keep flooding in and in and in and in. And the whole room is going to fill up with hundreds of different creatures. So, yeah, this is where I've done most testing. This is a hideous room. And so how do we tank it? Well, first of all, Bract is going to swap all of his gear and his trinkets to a new set. We're going to leave our condition stuff and instead equip this stuff, which is called Minstrels. It's a gear set available in the game right now. Technically wasn't there at launch, but we've done that with food in the past as well. So on Minstrels, we get a ton of vitality, we get a ton of toughness, but we also get healing power and boon duration. So what that means is I can put stuff like protection on myself and keep it on myself for a long time. I got high toughness, I got high healing power to keep myself alive, right? So it's all about survival here. So I'm going to swap now our specialization lines too. Alchemy, I'm actually going to keep exactly the same, except we're going to swap Invigorating Speed on instead, up here. Because, oh no, we can keep Protection Injection, actually. That's fine, that's fine. All right, I've messed with these a lot. I don't think that's actually too relevant. Alchemy is perfectly the same, and we don't worry about. But up here, we're going to instead pick up Inventions again. It's been a while since we've seen Inventions, but here's what I'm going to run, okay? Overshield, first of all, which is our shield skills give us protection. They cool down quicker. And they actually give protection to our allies as well. So this is like a block, right? And the more we can block, the better. This is a projectile reflector, and there's going to be those lightning balls coming at us. The more we can do it, the better. It's also a blast for like water fields. So really good, and the protection on top is amazing. Next, we're going to run Soothing Detonation, which is whenever we combo with a blast, we heal. And the reason I'm doing that is actually to help Zodja out, because a lot of these golems, it's not just a game of staying alive, it's a game of keeping Zodja alive as well. So we're going to actually have to actively heal her on occasion, right? So we're going to take that. And then lastly, I'm going to pick up the Medical Dispersion Field, which again is for Zodja. A percentage of healing that we apply to ourselves is shared with nearby allies. So 50%. Every time I heal myself, so like if I do this with my heal turret, half of everything I just gave myself, Zodja would get, and she'd get the benefit of the turret itself too if I do it right next to her. So that's what we're doing there with Inventions. And then finally for the last line, we're not running explosives or firearms. We're going to go tools, and instead of running all damagey stuff with our tools, we're going to go stuff that will save our life. So Adrenal Implant, first of all, which means we can dodge a lot more. Our endurance just regenerates way quicker. We're going to pick up our Streamlined Kits here, which gives us Swiftness. The Swiftness is really important because it allows us to run around the room a lot, right? And which is why I was thinking about Invigorating Speed here as well, because maybe we could utilize the vigor from it, but we'll get a bit of vigor anyway from one of our miners, this one here, so don't worry about that too much. And then finally, we're going to pick up Power Wrench. What this does is it means whenever we dodge roll, we can get our elite back a bit quicker, but it also means that just these F skills cool down faster as well. So if I drop a med pack, I can drop another one pretty quick later as well, and it might be able to help me out, all right? This med pack will last 60 seconds on the floor, and it will cool down in 52 now. So I can like double up, right, and do clever things with an early med pack and get value out of it and get another one a little bit later in the fight, right? So that's what we're doing there. Then for utility skills, I am going to stay on the healing turret. I'm going to equip Elixir S, which lets us go mini mode and become invulnerable for a while, but also lets us stealth. So what I can do is stealth Zodja if she takes too much aggro and push all the aggro back onto me. okay? And that can be crucial. What we'll try and do is stealth her right when a big attack's coming in. So there's that. Also, I'm going to keep the supply crate for the med pack drop, but also because in the middle, what I'm going to have to do is supply crate this general area here, just as these guys are spawning, so they're aggro on my turret and not Zodja, okay? We're going to keep the toolkit because the gear shield is amazing. And then finally, what did I run on my last set here? I don't think it was bombs. I mean, the blinds are nice on bombs, but I don't think that's what I ran. Oh, yeah, of course, right. And so finally, we're going to run the Elixir Gun. I showed you this ages ago. Bract hasn't really got to use it just yet, but we're doing Elixir Gun for the Super Elixir. Now, remember, we have HCH, and this is also an Elixir. So this is a giant heal field. Remember me talking about this in Lion's Arch? And I was like, oh, there's not too many places we can use it. This is a place we can use it. So we're going to drop that on Zodja to heal her up from range whenever we can. Also, you know, there's weakness we can splash out and even a little bit of cleanse and stuff here. So that's the build, and this is the tanky way of dealing with this. The final thing I'm going to say, because I'm going to try and do live commentary during this, is that if it looks like Zodja's dying or I'm messing up a lot, I'm going to run out of the room really early. If I try and risk it and save, I could get both Zodja and me killed. It doesn't matter if we fail the encounter, but I can't get Bract killed, all right? So we'll keep the food. The food isn't so relevant. So this is a strategy I've practiced way less than the others. I practiced a ton on the DPS version, but I think that this one is more consistent. So, in fact, it's so consistent that I've practiced it less, which is now what's concerning me. So here we go. We're going to res Zodja. She'll start hacking, and my first job is to stand with these golems, who are going to be the first ones to spawn, okay? So here we go. Protect Zodja as she shuts down the Nexus. There'll be a bit of dialogue in the middle of this as well, which I got a note for. So, when these guys spawn, I'm going to just put a bit of blind out with the pistol. I'm going to hold this 4 to reflect a little bit. And what we're going to try and do is pull the... Well, the elite is stationary now, but when the elite comes around the corner, I'm going to try and pull him really aggressively to the next set, so he's not near Zodja, like that. And in this way, I can keep aggro, okay? So here I just got stunned, and I'm scared. There you go. That's the big beam. So we're going to Elixir S that. And good. We just saved ourselves from the Mega Blaster from that as well at that time. So that's good. So I'm going to drop my Super Elixir and LOS here. Now the next wave will be spawning in a second. Mega Blaster is taking aim at us, but I don't think he should be able to hit us too hard. So this is the next wave. This is pretty good so far. We're going to drop our med pack now, and we're going to use that in a second if we need it. We're watching for that next wave to spawn now. Okay, because we don't want them to hit Zodja, so they're spawning, so we're going to supply crate them now, okay? We're going to gear shield again. Yes, you can see a hell of a lot of things here. I'm not going to kite back to that area. I'm going to come here. We're going to super elixir on Zodja. So here, the Mega Blaster's attacking us, so I need to drop into shield and press 5 so that we dissipate those. Okay, now the mobs are on Zodja a little bit, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stealth her so that they don't hit her. This is where I need to decide if she's going to survive or not. And I need to decide if I should flee. We're going to super elixir her again. And I want to heal turret on her. Okay, so I got CC'd pretty bad. She's at 84%. This isn't good. This is really bad right now, guys. Okay, I'm going to heal turret to try and heal her as much as possible. We're going to hold this. Zodja just needs to survive right now. Blocking, 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 blocking. Back onto this. We're just going to stay here. 97, 98. 99, 100. Woo!
I'll see you again.
You call those protection codes? I've seen children do better.
Can you have them send more golems? We're just warming up.
Play later, work now. There. I turned off the force field activators as well, so we should have a much easier time from here on in.
Okay, good. And you saw she had the dizzy effect on her there as well, by the way, which is what the whirlwindy guys do. Good job, Zodja. Well done. So that's that engagement done, and all these golems now just despawn and you can't fight anymore. I love Ritlock. Do you know what? When I first beat this solo, I was so over the moon, and it was so intense doing the damage version of it. And by the way, I'm sure there's a lot of builds that can, but on a core NG right now, with the restrictions that I have, it was a lot more challenging. Anyway, when I finally beat it under that rule set, Ritlock was like, oh, give us more golems. I swear to God. I get the enthusiasm, but Jesus. All right, so, yeah, now I just got to swap our gear back, and we're going to be, we got to kill things for the rest of the dungeon now. So there you go. That's the big intermission moment. All right, good. So we're retrated back how I want to be, and let's, I guess we got our utility skills we want to change again. So get the grenades back, we're going to drop the Elixir Gun, and get the bomb kit back. So yeah, we're going to go back to our triple kit setup, which, by the way, way back at launch, I used to PvP on an engineered triple kit setup.
Golem control server offline. Directory not found.
And yeah, let's make some progress. The door's now open. So you notice here the lights are starting to flicker. Did I just see that? Yeah. Look, the lights are flickering and stuff everywhere else. Kind of cool. Or is that maybe? Yeah, they are, aren't they? That's not to do with my camera. That's not a graphical bug. It's actually that the place is in meltdown. There's a really easy to miss POI here now as we get to the bottom. Check it out. To find Kudu and his ultimate creation.
Suit up and get the Arcanic Reactor under control before it melts down.
So, there you heard Kudu through the intercom, the tannoy. You can actually see that wherever he's supposed to be, it's down in the floor there, which is strange. I think we're just supposed to be hearing this, like, disembodied voice. But yeah, if you come right down here, you know, your instinct is going to be to go through that staircase and past these enemies. But if you walk up here, you can actually look at the bottom, and you do actually unlock a POI. It's called Kudu's Crucible, all right? So the Crucible of Eternity, I guess the full name is Kudu's Crucible of Eternity, a weird thought. But yeah, you never actually get to go in that room via normal course of gameplay. That's the room that if you kind of bug the dungeon and fall down, you'll end up dead in there and it's your job to like break in. But yeah, so believe it or not, this isn't actually the bottom of the dungeon. We're going to go even lower now than what appears to be the floor here. You get kind of each corner, I like to think, is dedicated to each Elder Dragon. There's water here, maybe deep sea dragon stuff. But anyway, so yeah, down here we got this menacing looking corridor and some inquests. So another Mega Blaster, 2 Mega Blasters plus a gunner. All I got to do to kill these is LOS them properly. So let's do that. So we're on shield, right? So we'll wait here. They should all move in on me instead of Destiny's Edge. We got one. We're going to block that because that's looking pretty scary. Now that this guy's here, can we come around this corner maybe? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Let's use a reflect on that. So that's now our projectile that'll do some good damage. Oh, here you go. This is a good LOS right here. This is good. They're perfect. All right, they'll come in now. Oh, this is some Guild Wars 1 style feeling stuff right here. Making sure you find just the right spot. I mean, Guild Wars 2 had a lot of that kind of thing, actually, as well, when it came to the dungeons. We'll melt them down. Not much to say. Oh, except there you go. That's what it looks like when one of them hits you. A single one. You know, they're not exactly... they're okay. What am I getting hit with there? Oh, my lords. All right, let's drop this. It's a very good thing we've kept our shield and stuff, isn't it? Oh, no, I'm down. What the hell? What hit me? And from where? I think it will be okay. We should be able to rally. In theory. Oh, God. We can rally on that guy. Oh, my God. That was so bad. Whoa. I have no idea what all the pressure was from there. See, look, this is the thing, though. I've never struggled here. I always just LOS them, and that's it. They're done. But here, their AI is just being so weird. Maybe I should have come under the stairs. Maybe I'm overthinking it while I'm recording with you all. Oh, dear. Okay, so what you saw in that room up there, theoretically, is like one of the hardest things in all the dungeons, right? We're in the last one here, really, for 5 people that we're trying to solo. That could be one of the most sincere challenges. However, this next room, technically, I suppose, is actually the hardest, because I never found a single comfortable, easy way to beat this single throwaway champion, the Inquest Technologist, all right? You can try and fight him for ages and ages and ages, and maybe 1 in every 3 attempts I'll get a kill on him. But because it's so late in the dungeon and after that particularly difficult thing, I couldn't really practice it too much. Fortunately for us, however, you don't have to fight him. You can just walk past him. And that's what I intend to do. He has some cronies with him, though, which I'm going to destroy first. And then we're going to move past. You see all these, like, allied golems in the room? I think the idea is that as the fight goes along, all of these are supposed to spawn. But it's not coded that way. We just have to kill his friends that are already.
Something's wrong with the golems. Can someone call IT?
So, all we have, and they never do get to call IT. All we have to do is kill the Insurgent and the Magnetizer, and then we're going to try and run past the Technologist. The way I'm going to do this is by killing his friends and then dragging the technologist as far over here as possible, and then running through the whole room. The technologist does threaten to interrupt us in a cutscene on the far side, but as long as we're in the cutscene, we'll be invulnerable, and the AI will try and attack me, find I'm invulnerable, and then he'll immediately break
Did the
aggro.
transplantic server flatline again? These golems won't activate.
And then he'll immediately break aggro. So we're actually going to use a cutscene in the next room to shake her off. This door doesn't close, right? So yeah, anyway, first things first, we're going to kill her friends. She's very dangerous, so I'm just going to I'm going to supply crate on her, I think. And then aim the... Actually, let's aim...
For your disrespect.
I think the magnetizer scares me a little bit more than the insurgent, so we'll deal with him first. Knock him away. I actually knocked him out of my own big old bomb there, which was a little bit silly. As long as they stay in this. Okay, so yeah, here's the magnetizer CC lock. That's pretty bad when the champion's around as well. Let's get our med pack drop down. Just keep ourselves sturdy here. A few more damaging bombs. Another smoke bomb. Okay, alright, so we got one kill. One kill I'm more than happy with. That guy's not projectile based, and I was just trying to hold that. Everything hurts so much right now. Why does it all hurt so much? Please aggro someone else. Okay, so the champion's on me and probably will never stop running. So I'm going to detonate my supply crate. There you go, we broke combat. One of the ways you can cheesily try and kill the main boss is with combat breaks like that and then re-engaging. Look, she just used her pistol 3 and that's how hers hits, and she does it very regularly. I'm getting absolutely owned here. Why am I getting so owned? Why am I getting so owned? Ugh, we gotta come back. Alright, we break combat again. I'm gonna keep my turret there. Alright, the insurgent has just regenerated health, so I'm gonna wing this here. We're gonna go Elixir S, we're gonna stealth, and we're gonna flee, okay? Which was always the plan. It's a cool looking room, but we're not missing out on anything. There's not even any dialogue when she dies, by the way. So yeah, we'll just come on in. Next room, and oh dear, there's chaos.
Arcanic reactor leak at critical levels. Meltdown probability 73%.
Well, great. Oh, look, that was a very clean break. Good. We don't even need to use the cutscene unless Destiny's Edge goes absolutely crazy. So, lots of bodies.
Don't go through there. The arcane energy is toxic.
Hello. It's cool how there's a mix of allies and enemies here. It's a medic.
Look at this mess. I'm not going in there.
That reactor isn't going to last much longer.
Then that's our cue to pull back.
No, I will not let Kudu escape again. This ends now.
Redlock's right. I'm not a fan of growing extra limbs. So how do you plan on getting us through there?
You're speaking to a genius, remember? Stay close to Mr. Sparkles and you'll be safe.
Flatline again? These golems won't activate.
So I love the idea that in the future, Logan goes through like some kind of toxic transformation and does end up growing extra limbs. That would be such a cool line of dialogue to look back at that point. But yeah, no, this Redux actually kind of helping the irradiated inquest and stuff out. So we have a very cool sequence. This isn't a hard sequence at all. I just really like the idea of it. It's kind of like an escort. So Mr. Sparkles hasn't been useful since some of the early personal story stuff, really. What we're going to do is hide behind Mr. Sparkles while a containment field is created that protects us. The thing with the field is that it will get interrupted and Mr. Sparkles will be forced to stop and halt because of the resonating cascade fields in there. So what we need to do is pick up one of these, what are they called? Resonating defrequency incinerators. And brilliant name. And we need to use this skill, the resonance rifle shot, to break the enemies. They'll die in one hit so that Mr. Sparkles can go through. We cannot leave the shield. If we leave the shield, we die, all right? We get poisoned and just killed. It's like a special version of poison called radiation. So, yeah, pretty nasty stuff, but pretty simple. So keep close to Mr. Sparkles, protect him, and he'll protect you. You ready? Absolutely. So, we're moving through. One interesting thing about the mechanics here, as I try and use this gun to destroy these guys, is what's actually happened, curiously, is... because what's actually going on is these are invulnerable to regular attacks, right? Immune, immune, immune. But when I pick up a defrequencyizator, right? What it's actually done is it's allowed me to damage them through any skills. So if you're on like an engineer where I have a tool belt, I can still use regular skills right now. So if I throw a grenade barrage, just because I'm holding the gun, I can kill the cascade fields now. Kind of hilarious. Which means if we were to trait ourselves for tools, we could fire, and in fact, I'll do that right here. Look, we'll swap this for tools, and we'll pick up static discharge, which is whenever we use our tool belt, we throw a bolt of lightning. Watch how I can now just kind of kill them with lightning with my tool belt. Kind of a cool thought, right? So, yeah, that's the idea. And what we've got to do is just kill as many as possible before they slow Mr. Sparkles down. It's a very forgiving mechanic. When Mr. Sparkles is broken, like right now, he just regenerates and then continues walking. So you really don't have any risk unless you get caught outside of the field, but really that's your own fault. The main thing is when you walk into these things, they don't damage you, they stun you. So if you're getting stunned by them outside the field and Mr. Sparkles walks off, it's game over. And maybe that would happen as a team if your friends abandon you. I think this would have been a really compelling mechanic if the devs had set it up. Oh god, what's going on here? I was stuck in something, Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought it would have been a really compelling mechanic if you fail with Mr. Sparkles, that's it, it's game over, right? But they're very, very, very forgiving, and you kind of just get to be patient, and we can press through. So yeah, that's kind of all the specifics. Don't walk out early like I usually do at this point. We're still in the dangerous area right now, and you'll take big damage. In fact, I'll show you. So you walk out, you see it's called radiation sickness as a result of exposure. And I think that there's very poor punctuation on that, actually. Is it not all lowercase when there should be some uppercase stuff there? I'm not sure. Anyway, look at these burned bodies and just nasty stuff. I feel kind of bad for them, but they are inquests. But there's some nice inquests. I don't know.
There. That's the central data repository.
And Zodja, I guess, got caught back there, stun-locked. But here we are. She should run with Logan at this point, all the way up to this panel. You see how they walk over? Pretty nice. I think I just interrupted him walking over. Hopefully that didn't bug anything. There you go. And they'll see what Kudu's doing, basically. Oh, here we go. This is with Ritlock. Sorry, Logan. I think he was going to come here too, but I messed him up.
Hold on. This is where they've got all their data stored.
Good. We could use a break. Logan's getting tired.
In your dreams, brother.
Can the chatter, you two. I need to concentrate.
Brother? Brother! Oh my god, it's like the novel.
Kudu has perverted Snaf's research. He wants to make his own dragon champions.
Can you stop him, Zodja?
We could shut this place down, and I could steal all of their research and shatter their data crystals beyond repair. Sending a copy of this to the Arcane Council will kick off a firestorm for the inquest.
Now there's a plan I can get behind.
So, I'm not actually sure what information we get off of that panel, because frankly, we already knew at this point that he was messing with dragon energies. I also find it kind of suspect. It's an interesting story beat in that they're sending it off to, you know, kick off a firestorm about the inquest. I guess that's supposed to instill in us as the hero of the original story that, oh, we dealt with the inquest with this dungeon. But from what we saw at the start, I don't really think the Arcane Council will do much, will they? And well, time will tell what happens to the inquest. So yeah, let's grab our grand chest. I know you guys would have been crying for it. The thing is, my inventory's like full, so I'm not even sure what I'm gonna claim out of it. Look, 1 copper, a bag of coins. Oh, a potion of inquest slaying. That's actually a really good idea for this upcoming stuff. So let's drink that. Oh no, but that's power damage, and we are a Condi build, so never mind. I'm gonna stay on the focusing crystals. Okay, so the final boss now, guys. This is it. For what it's worth, if you do that trick where you fall down the whole thing, you'll notice this whole thing here. We were still going downstairs. We've got lower and lower and lower. We're still going down. Now we're truly at the base, and you're going to find the Arcanic reactor and everything that happened down below. So this boss is easy, but very punishing to mess up. Let me put it that way. And when I say very punishing to mess up, I mean we're in one-shot territory. In fact, the whole point is we're getting sniped, and if a single attack lands, we are dead. There are actually essentially 3 different bosses we're going to fight at once, well, not at once, in a row, and every single one of them has a kind of one-shot mechanic that we have to be scared of. It's so cool and red and ominous down here, isn't it? So, we've got Kudu to fight, but remember, he also has a golem of his own, and so that's the first thing we're going to go through. One final giant hologram here, which I'm amazed to know that if I actually could climb up to him, I could probably speak to, looming down at us. And what do we have in this final experimentation chamber? Where's Ritlock? Oh, there he is. It's cool to see them flanked like that, isn't it? What do we have? Kudu's monster. 3 creatures, 3 bosses. And we're going to start with a power suit. Hey, Kudu. And oh dear, you look a little bit different, don't you? We just got the POI Eternity's Focus.
You're lucky to have made it this far, Zojja.
Look at him.
Look at his face. He's been corrupted by the dragon energies.
It's an improvement.
Enlightenment always comes at a price. Now you must pay for what you've learned.
Okay. Let's run away. Let's run away. Okay. Right. So, you'll notice that the power suit just spoke in Kudu's voice. I think the idea is that Kudu's in there, obviously. But Kudu just teleported, right? So he can kind of TP all over the place. I'm going to describe the first two bosses' mechanics together, because the second boss is going to become immediately relevant. I'm not going to have time to describe. So first of all, the power suit. Do you remember way back when Bract got in one of these machines and it had these like slow hammering abilities? That's what the power suit does. Basically, he has a stun that he then follows up with like a punch flurry. And if you get hit by any of that, you just die, basically. But it's a melee-only attack, so we can just kite around and throw grenades, and we'll be fine as long as we stay away from him. What I'm going to do is keep Elixir S on my bar here, because that is a stun break. Actually, hold on. Yeah, let's use this as our stun break, because this is a stun break. So if he ever lands a punch like that, I can drink the Elixir S to break away. Don't try and solo this without some kind of stun break. In general, I mean, you can if you want. I've done it a few times, but it's better to just have one, all right, to be safe. So yeah, that's like his global health mechanic. That's how he'll one-shot us. The only other thing he does are like static fields, which you'll see as we're fighting him. However, as soon as he gets to about 20% health, Kudu, it will break, and Kudu's going to jump out, and we'll be fighting Kudu. Dragon-infused, branded-looking Kudu. He looks crazy, doesn't he, right? So, Kudu has teleport abilities where he'll reposition randomly anywhere he likes, and he has a kill shot ability, which he charges up, and you cannot block it. You can't do anything to stop it from killing you. It will absolutely destroy you. It's also a big open room where you can't really line of sight it easily. It's a global, all right? And he's going to put you on the ground. None of these guys will try and res us. We won't be able to rally. Bract is dead. It's game over. So the way we're going to save ourselves from that, there's two things you can do. One is actually to hide behind Destiny's Edge. So when Logan gets into melee, you can actually hide behind him. And whenever Kudu tries to shoot you, Logan will obstruct it, and you'll never take any damage. Seriously. And you can actually finish it without ever dodging or doing anything, as long as you hide behind Logan. And then when Logan dies, hide behind Zojja, and then relock. The problem with that plan, though, is that every now and then Kudu teleports. And he can teleport in the middle of his cast time for his snipe. So if he teleports to a new position in the middle of charging up his snipe attack, he can suddenly move away from Logan and kill you, right? Which is really bad. And what do you do as well if it's taking so long to kill Kudu or your allies die? Well, we are going to use our engineering master mind. What we're going to do is, instead of the toolkit here, we're going to equip rifle turret. And I'm going to use that exact same technique, except with my own turrets. I'm going to drop a heal turret, and I'm going to hide behind it so it obstructs the kill shots. So, that's the first two bosses, and I describe all of that because when the power suit dies, I need a turret up, okay? So that's why I'm describing it all now. All right, let's get in, and let's finish this. Our shield skills aren't actually very good here, so I'm going to equip Pistol Offhand again, because you can't block or anything anyway, so we may as well just take a bit of extra damage in the mode for the break bar drain. All right, here we go. He's got an effect on him, Shocking Aura, and let's just start the fight. So, here's the power suit. There's his ranged stun. You'll see we got hit with straight away, but it's ranged, so we don't have to worry. He can't hurt us. And what we're going to do is we're going to kite away. There. Do you see how he goes punch? Wham, wham, wham. If we were in front of him, Bract would be dead right now. Okay? And so what we're going to do is just stay away from him and make sure he doesn't stun near us. If he manages to get a stun near us, we Elixir S and we run. But in general, you can do this without him ever stunning you. Okay? So we do this, and we're just going to try and melt his break bar down, taking it easy as we slowly grind the guy down. I'm saving my supply crate for when Kudu spawns, as I'd rather have the early pressure of that there. So we do this, and this is the power suit fight in a nutshell in general. You notice I'm trying to dodge away every time he's kind of near me. I have died in the past by walking into the lightning fields because they stun you. So I got stun locked by walking into a lightning field, and then I stun broke that. I was using Elixir U instead of Elixir S for my stun break. And then I immediately walked into his hammer, that there. and just died. I really can't demonstrate the danger or the strength of this, I'm afraid, without getting myself annihilated. So you just have to take my word for it that, like, each hit probably does something like 7,000 damage. We only have 15,000 health, and he does like 4. It's like a chain of 4 strikes or so. Anyway, that's the Kudu fight, the power suit fight. I'll see you when he's about to transition. And again, you don't have to get this thing to 0. You only have to get it to about 20%. Here you go. Look, that was a perfectly timed ring there. And see how I got double stunned by that? And now he's walking up and he'll stun me again. So I have to get away, see? So, yeah, if I didn't have Elixir S there, we probably would have been dead, just by the way. I didn't actually use... Oh, no, I did use that as a stun break. I didn't use it for its invulnerability. Okay, so here's really dangerous as well, because I've been ringed in. So what I'm going to do is stealth myself so that he retargets and he can't hit us, you see? So both parts of Elixir S there actually saving the day. Brilliant stuff. So Logan's already dead. I kind of want him alive for this actual next fight because, again, he's a good meat shield for some attacks. But I'm not going to be able to res him. I guess Logan just won't be able to help us here, I'm afraid, guys. I'm not sure there's much I can do. I don't have space on my bar for Elixir R. He's going to phase in 5%. There you go. Okay, so we drop our heal turret. We hide behind it. And there's Kudu. Okay, so, and he just one-shot Ritlock. Okay, so he just teleported. So we're going to DPS him just like this. When the heal turret breaks, we are going to summon the rifle turret. When the rifle turret breaks, the heal turret will be back. Okay? And because he can't critically hit our turret... Oh, I think he can actually, can't he? Anyway, it's just a really tanky thing, right? So even though he's doing, like, tens of thousands of damage there. So look, he just broke it. And now we summon the rifle turret, which looks a little bit more scary, but it's actually not. And we're going to hold that there, and there you go. Oh, God. All right. These are one-shots every time these come in. So there he's actually managed to walk out of range. Pretty scary. I'm going to supply crate on him. Okay, so there's another thing that he does. He stealths, okay? So every now and then when he stealths, he can be trying to kill shot you from stealth. Oh, I totally messed this up. This is really bad. He's really far away now, and I've got all my turrets up. Hold on. He can be shooting at you while in stealth, so don't like start wandering around willy-nilly. That can get you killed. I can't really hit him. There you go. Perfect. He's coming. He's coming. The other thing he has is when he's next to someone, he can stun around him and leap backwards. It's actually a stun around him. So try not to stand near him because he can stun you with that into the one shot afterwards as well. Don't forget, this is meant for teams of players, so he has lots of ways of actually executing it. I'm standing in a very precise way that will mean he can't. There you go. Logan's obstructing the hits now as well. I was expecting this heal turret to die, which is why I stopped using my skills. I'm doing this in a very specific way that means that we can kind of tank a lot of his stuff. There you go. Okay, I'm going to move forward here. Okay, there he just stealthed, so I'm going to stealth too. Oof. Okay. Okay, so there's one of his other animations you just saw. It's like his big... I'm actually terrified right now. Oh, God. How did he break that? Okay, this is really bad. We have to dodge perfectly his next attack. I think we just failed the Kudu fight. We have to dodge this. Ready? Oh, God, I dodged early. Oh, my God, we double dodged. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We have to leave. This has been really weird.
I may perish, but my creation will destroy you all.
All right, cutting back in here. This has taken me a long time to grind him down. Oh, God, Logan just died, and he's stealthed, and I don't know where he is, so I'm going to hide inside both turrets there. There you go. Zodja just took the hit. Very nice. Okay, and he's teleporting so much, so you can actually see where he's going to go. Oh, my God, we just got hit. What the hell? I was standing right next to it. Okay, hold on. Is there any way that we're not going to die here? Oh, I don't think he can hit us. Let's bandage. Did that just miss? I can't believe this. Oh, God. Yeah, look, he's hitting the turret. So, hold on. Oh, no, he's just moved again. Is it somewhere good? Yes, good, good, good. The turret will save us there. Whoa, I can't believe that this just happened here. How the hell did he kill us in the first place? I have to drop the next turret now because he just broke that first one. Please die, Kudu. You're on 17%. Please. All right. Oh, God. I almost forgot to edit back in here. Kudu's about to go down. He keeps TPing really far away. There we go.
My greatest work, the power of the dragons invested in a creature under my control.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. That was really, really freaky at the end here. He kept teleporting into weird ways. To tell you the truth, I got pretty healthy. I just supply created him again. I wish I'd actually saved it here because I could have used it on this boss. Here we go. So as Kudu falls, The room blows up, and we get the combat break here, so pretty comfortable. Let me take out that supply crate. And Kudu's monster spawns. So this is the actual final boss. Now that I can relax a little, my heart racing so much after the Kudu fight, we can talk a bit about the monster. So, remember I just talked about combining minions and stuff earlier? Well, that's exactly what Kudu's actually been doing. Here we have Kudu's monster. That right now looks like a risen giant, doesn't it? But as we continue fighting here, what you guys are going to see is it has all kinds of different capabilities and magical powers of the other Elder Dragons, right? So you see how he's actually on fire here a little bit? Every time you DPS him another 20%, his entire skill bar changes, almost like he's weapon swapping, if you will. And we'll see that there's a new dragon is kind of influencing what's going on. Right now, it's just Zaitan stuff. But as time goes forward, you'll see that changes. Here you go, 80%. He roars. He explodes. The grubs around him die. I think we may have actually just killed that. I'm not sure. And now he's kind of Primordus infused. And you'll see the skills he uses have changed. So Kudu's monster is way easier than both Kudu's Golem and Kudu himself. Because it has almost no way of moving towards you or doing any range damage whatsoever. Yeah, seriously. You'll notice how Logan and Zodja died the second they walked in. This thing is a mountain of damage if you walk next to it. But aside from that, he's pretty comfortable. You get kind of this mechanic you can sidestep. You see I'm doing here when the fiery projectiles come at us. But as soon as you get him below 60, his form should change again. And you won't see him do that much anymore. There you go. We see he's roaring again. And even if they do hit you, it's not that much damage. So here we're just going to hold our rifle turret up now. Okay, actually, he managed to hit us with 2 of them there. And I cancel cast my own heal there to try and dodge towards the end. But in general, it's not so bad. There you go. At half health, he's just changed again. He's looking dazed and different. Let's see what flavor of animation he uses now. Well, oh, it's looking like he's gone back to Zaitan mode, actually. He's summoning tendrils. So here I'm going to summon... oh, and the tendril pulled us in. So much stuff is happening here that wasn't on the previous runs. So there, I'm just going to summon a supply crate on him. Because I think in this mode, his point-blank AoE damage is a little bit weaker, so it will actually do some damage. We're getting the break bar gradually lower, maybe with a little bit more mauve. Next time we can finish that off. I'm not sure. God, we keep getting stuck closer and closer and closer to him. Leave me alone. What if I move like over here or something? The danger is getting sucked into it when he phases into a fire mode. So hold on. If I... That was an attempted dodge of a tendril pull there. If I break this tendril here... There you go. Now, when he goes fire again, we don't have to worry too much. So yeah, 30% health. And that's it, really, for the final boss. Kudu really is the main show for an antagonist that had been talked about and dealt with for so long throughout the story. I genuinely think he has a cool boss fight at the end. I do remember being really frustrated by that boss fight when I was very first playing the game. But that's because when you play 5-man, you can't kind of see mechanics and see how they work and, like, understand how stuff operates. So all you know is that your team is just getting completely one-shot over and over and over again, and you can't kind of dissect the situation you're in. Doing it solo is certainly a hell of a thrill. So in some ways, it's not the hardest part of the dungeon, I don't think. But it's definitely the highest stakes part of the dungeon. And that's kind of what you want out of a final boss, I think. Or maybe what I want out of a final boss, I would say, at the very least. Anyway, so just cleaving Kudu's monsters down here. Last couple of percent. And what can I say, guys? That's our last solo complete. 4% now. 3. His break bar's back. Oh, here you go. So we just got imprisoned Kraukatoric style. Kraukatoric being the last one. Destiny's Edge would certainly have something to think about that. Let's try and stun break it. We actually can't. Well, there you go. Can we escape in any way? Am I just done for? I can use the tool belt. Anyway, there you go. Final cutscene.
Kudu is dead. This won't destroy the inquest, but it will cripple them for a while. No one uses Snaf's discoveries but me.
Zodja, we all miss your mentor, but I think it's time to let things heal. Come back to the group.
Come back? You mean work with Heir Sagalkin? Never. I can't forgive her.
I forgave Logan.
Then you're a fool, Ritlock Brimstone.
Snaf would want you to come back. We should put Destiny's Edge back together.
You lot can go fight dragons alone for all I care.
Your friends need your help. What would happen to them without you? You would deny them Snaf's wisdom?
No, of course not. I mean, I'm sure they can... That is, Air isn't a complete fool. Very well. Fine. I will think about it. No promises.
Sounds good. If you show up, you're in. No pressure.
Man, the combat music there, being unable to finish, really kind of sucks. Well, there you go. Man, I got so much to talk about with that cutscene there. First of all, I find it hilarious that Zodja, the only reason Zodja isn't angry with Logan is that she disrespects his intelligence so much, right? Like, she should hate Logan way more than she should hate Air, right? Logan quite directly caused the chaos and Snath's death in a big way. She should really loathe it, but she's so dismissive of his ability to be a free thinker and an intelligent force in the world that she's just like, oh, he's just a booker that just, you know, of course he was going to do that. That's to be expected. The real blame goes on the orchestrator of our plan, the intellect behind it. Like, there's something really weird about that, man, that just feels so horrible on Zodja's end. And one thing I love about this cutscene as well is, you know, the game kind of feels a bit on rails. Like, oh, you know, we're going to do the dungeons and all Destiny's Edge are going to meet up and everyone's going to be happy. Look, they're making friends and now they're making friends and now they're making friends. And so you get to this dungeon here. The last dungeon is in Ore, guys, right? We get to this dungeon and you think, oh, it's just going to have Zodja become friends and there you go. But actually, no. By the end of it, she's still saying bugger off pretty much. She's still not interested, which is kind of amazing. Anyway, so yes, we do get our loot here from Kudu. A sigil of mad scientists here, the inquest slaying. Very cool. Logan, what do you have to say? Zodja seems happy. For Zodja, at least. Do you think Kudu could succeed at his mad plan? Anything that Dragon's touch becomes corrupted. Kudu was no different. Yeah, so Kudu actually kind of became... He fell for his own insanity in the end. Truly crazy form he was in by the last moments. Do you think that Zodja will come back to Destiny's Edge? I hope so. I lost many years because I wouldn't deal with our problems. At least you and Ritlock are talking, we say. So there's Ritlock, his badass sword in tow. Yes. A mystery as ever whenever we see him. This place is still coming down on our ears. What's our next step? We should quit this place and let the others deal with the cleanup. Those who know more of magic than I do. Okay, I don't think we're in immediate danger. Can I ask something else? Do you think Zodja will rejoin Destiny's Edge? I don't know, and I don't really care. She's a big girl. She can make her own decisions. I like his kind of laissez-faire attitude to this on this one. Agreed. She's more than capable. Also, yeah, the fact that it's coming down. There's a really interesting thing with the explorable mode of this dungeon. In the explorable starts right here in this room where we fought the boss fight. Explorable story is about coming into the dungeon, and explorable is about escaping the dungeon during the meltdown, which is kind of really fun as like a dynamic. The other ones haven't worked that way. Zodja, Kudu came to a bad end, and you know what? He deserved it. Okay, well, what happens to the Inquest now? The Inquest, they'll totter along like they always do, messing with things no Asura should know, and I'll be there to stop them. No Asura should know. Don't you believe that Asura should know everything? So yeah, the plan, sending it off to the council, will probably just evaporate. And she's just going to be content to stop with the Inquest? Come on, you know you want to join them. Here, Bract says it's a modest goal. We all know it's not modest. I love how flustered she got as soon as Bract called her out there in that cutscene as well. I think we've earned it. What do you think about rejoining Destiny's Edge? I don't know. I will admit, they're a group that needs adult supervision. She's arrogant, so arrogant, even here at the end. Agreed. You should think about it. So there you have it. We get 50 silver for beating a story mode dungeon. And I can take a deep breath, guys. Oh, I've recorded so much today. This last dungeon, I think, has actually been our longest one yet. Over 2 hours to show you the whole thing. With a complete build swap in the middle. None of the other dungeons pressured me to do that. Theoretically, I could have done it in pure glass the whole way. But there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. That's COE. And with Bract having seen that now, guys, there's only one thing left. That's to go to Ore and figure out what this priory ritual to cleanse the corruption was. And then to the last dungeon. Hurrah. See you guys next time.